five mistakes to avoid while in courtship. This topic is very important, and I trust that you're going to be blessed by it. So while in courtship, some people call it dating, some people call it relationship, some people call it courtship. So whatever you call yours, it's important to understand that you shouldn't make some unnecessary mistakes, or you shouldn't be blind to some certain things while you are in courtship. So I have here five things I want to share with you on the things you want to, like you want to. If you get to know them, you would want to really avoid them. They are mistakes. Okay, you could call them red flags, but of course, there are mistakes as well you should avoid while you are in a relationship before marriage. Because I believe that you have the privilege of having a relationship before marriage so that you can figure out what works and what doesn't work. That is why you have such relationship, not like in the old time or in the medieval period where people just get along with who they want to marry just from the day they are wedded. But thank God for now, it's no longer like that. So, number one mistake you should avoid while you are in courtship is getting closer or so close to your partner's siblings or family members. Like I see a lot of people who do that, and of course, it doesn't pay off well when you are in a relationship with a partner. I choose to call this a dating stage of relationship because the courtship aspect of the relationship is where some level of like say vows or commitment is already in the relationship. But even still, while you are in courtship, remember you have not wedded yet. So until marriage happens, until you say I do on the altar, understand the very fact that you still have the right to, look into some certain things and decide if this marriage or if this relationship is a healthy one to embark on, or a healthy relationship to move on or continue with. Like we keep saying that 1,000 broken relationship is far better than one divorce. So while in a courtship relationship, it's important not to make the mistake of getting so close to your partner's friends. Like I don't mean you shouldn't know them or they shouldn't know you, you shouldn't visit them. But to the point of, some people get so entangled, like they get so entangled that they hide their feelings from their partner just because they want to please the other people that are involved in the relationship, which are the siblings, the mother, the father, the brothers and sisters and all that. I've actually seen people like that. They want to disengage a relationship they are into, whether courtship or dating or whatever kind of relation. They want to disengage themselves, but they couldn't because of the ties, the closeness they already built with the family members of their partner. And of course, it doesn't sound well, and that gets it. Like someone once told me, I don't even know how to say no to him because I'm already very close to the mother. Like I don't know how to say no to him or say no to her because the siblings would see me as someone that is unserious, and that of course controls their choices and their decision. So when you are in a courtship relationship or in a dating relationship, remember that the person that you are to actually get so much into or get much engaged with is the person you are directly relating with. That is the person you want to marry, or the person you are about to say I do to. Apart from such person, just keep your boundaries, keep some space with you and the family members, like until marriage happens, because that is when you have to. Even when you are married, you shouldn't, of course, do some certain things because the person you came to marry is your partner. So it's important to know when to, relate the right way while in a relationship or while in a courtship. So the next mistake you should avoid while in courtship, relationship, or in a dating stage of relationship is not praying for God's divine revelation. Like you can actually run into someone's life and you fell so much in love with the person, you like the person's character, everything about the person, but you forget the very fact that you cannot predict your future from now, but it takes God to do that. So when you're in a relationship with someone, you are actually in a courting or dating stage of relationship, whichever one, understand that you have the role like of praying that God reveals to you what the relationship is coming with. Because someone can be nice today to you and tomorrow the person changes. You cannot determine who anybody is going to be for you or with you at any point in time. So all you need to do is to please and please pray for the relationship, pray for the person you want to get married. Sometimes you need to tell God to reveal to you the things you are not seeing or the things you don't know about this person, or you simply have to pray that God, help this relationship to work for you if it has come to work for you, to begin early to expose itself. Like that is the way to determine if you are ending up with the right person, because the circumstances actually change people and you cannot tell what the person is going to experience in the future. Of course, you need to take your time to have the experience of living with the person and know who the person could turn into. So, but God, who sees your end from your beginning, can tell you what is going to happen in the future and whether this person is going to work for your good in the future, or whether you are going to align with him or her in the very future. So while in a courtship relationship, never you think that you are already in marriage. It's important to take note of these things and don't be a victim of circumstance later in your relationship. So the next thing, of the next mistakes that you should watch out for while in courtship, is rushing into commitments. Yes, remember that marriage is a peak of where you commit yourself to your partner. That you are in courtship doesn't mean that you're already married. So take your time to still draw your lines. You don't, make unnecessary promises or jump into some commitments. Like some people get to the point of covenant stuff like that. And of course, at the end of the day, they may not necessarily conclude in the marriage or in the relationship as they plan to. So still take your time and carry yourself safely and uniquely, and like carry yourself with so much value, provided you are still in that courtship. Still give room for mistakes anyway, but understand that it is not a time to, solely throw yourself just because you are in courtship. So the next mistake that you should avoid while in courtship is staying in a toxic relationship. Like people do that a lot. And of course, you need to understand the signs of a toxic relationship. If you're in a relationship with someone and the relationship is toxic, like this, when we talk about toxic relationship, we are talking about unhealthy relationship. If the relationship is unhealthy, you just have to respect your life, respect yourself, respect your future, respect your God, respect everything you've got, and simply know how to either get better or just walk away from the relationship. A toxic relationship is not healthy for anybody. Of course, you can't deal with that. So if the person is insisting on change, like the person is not changing, getting any better, come on, you just have to give way, move on, keep moving, and don't look back again. Then another mistake I wouldn't want you to make while in courtship is being so dependent. Like, please draw your lines. As well as you're going to get married to someone, understand that you shouldn't throw yourself on the person, that you shouldn't give people room to determine how you feel, what you want to do, your choices. Like some people get to the point of not, having boundaries over their feelings. Like they are actually controlled by the other person, their partner's feelings, or what their partner's decision. Like if he doesn't give you money, or if she doesn't do this or that, you can't be happy, you can't be fine. Like your happiness is now determined by their actions or their predictions and all that. You don't need that. That is not a healthy relationship. So whether you are courting with the person or not, it's important to know that you need yourself. You need to be whole. Like you cannot be a blessing in a relationship when you don't have yourself. You need to have yourself. Find a way to make your money. Find yourself. Self-dependency is so important. You shouldn't walk into a relationship to depend on anybody to, give you this or give you that. So understand that you are still you and nothing is going to be changing about you. Like I see people who, when they're in a relationship, people make decisions for them, or your partner begins to make decisions for you, deciding for you. You can't have a word of your own anymore, any longer, just because you're married. It doesn't make sense. God is not approving such relationship, because you have brain, you have emotions, you have all these things because it is necessary for your life. That is what makes you an individual. You are an individual because you have a mind of your own. You have the rights to your decisions. You have the rights to what you want, how you feel, what you want to achieve, what you want to do. So it is no longer a healthy relationship. Whether you are courting the person or the person has paid your bride price or you are about to wed tomorrow, understand that it is not a trap. It's not a cage. You can still say no to that relationship. You can still say no to that courtship if it is not working for you. Yeah, it's so important you get to know that. So the number 6 thing I want to talk about, which is the 6th mistake you should avoid while in courtship, is neglecting communication issues. Like if you are in a relationship, you are in a courtship, like no matter how far the relationship has gone, provided you are not married, even when you are married, this becomes a problem that you should look out for the solution for. But if you are yet to marry the person, it gives you more room, like a better opportunity to choose what works for you. If you are having frictions in your communication, that requires a serious attention. Like, you can't live with someone you are not communicating with, because it is through communication that you get to know what is in the person's heart, the kind of person he or she is, what the person is likely to do, to even know what you are about to do, where you are headed for in life. So notice if you're having frictions in your relationship, sorry, in your communication, like when the person doesn't call you. I don't mean calling you every day, like calling you often and on. Understand the person's schedule. Like, some people's schedule can be very tight. So if the person maybe works in some hours of the day, so check when they are free. Nobody is that busy to check on you. People will always check on you if they care about you, if they're really interested in you, if they are concerned about you. Of course, they're going to care about you. But that doesn't mean the person will constantly, you are not the only business existing. Like, they have other things to do. But if the person keeps making excuses why they didn't check on you, why they didn't call you, like 2 days, 3 days, the person, you are the one doing the calling, you are the one doing the checking on, you are the one sending the text messages, no visits, no. You just simply have to understand that this relationship is up for something. Whether you want to marry tomorrow or not, you are still in courtship. Understand that you just have to pause it. You have the right, you have the power to suspend a marriage. That's one thing I want to tell people again. Like, you have the power to shift your wedding day if it doesn't work for you. Like, people don't want to do that. People don't want to, sometimes we are trying to do things for people that are not existing. Like, people are busy minding their businesses, and that is the same way you should mind your own business. If your own is not working for you, do it in such a way that it will work for you, because this world, you have to see yourself first before you're going to see other people. It's important you do this. So courtship often comes with that pressure on people, that you feel like you are there to serve other people. Like, you feel like everybody's expecting this and expecting that. The relationship was not failed. No, if it fails, fine, provided it failed for your good, not like it's failing against you. If it's failing for your good, of course, you should give room to that and still be peaceful and still be happy and come back the next time. Besides, people can only gossip for just some time, few days or few months. Like, you will not keep being the trend. Like, trends keep coming on and on. So if you don't have any reason to, keep being with someone when the relationship is having some frictions over communication issues, just simply do away or look at it again and see if it's something you can resolve. So another mistake that people make while in courtship, and you should avoid this mistake, is overlooking spiritual alignment while in courtship. Why I actually choose talking about courtship now, I don't want to talk about dating, is that I found out that some people don't really have time for dating anymore. Like, they don't have time for dating. Some religion actually don't really encourage. Let's say some churches don't encourage dating. Like, they want you to see the person today and marry the person tomorrow. That's fine. But whichever one you are doing, if you are really in courtship, like you are preparing to get married to the person, understand that spiritual alignment is so important. So even if you have said yes to the person, go back and check if you are aligning with the person spiritually. It's so important because it's about your life. Understand that when you are in the same faith with the person, life becomes easier for you. You don't have to marry to have frictions or fight with the person or have problems and all necessary pressures. That life is full of pressures already, so you can't take on another one. Marriage itself comes with pressure. Apostle Paul said it in the book of Corinthians. When you're getting married, of course, you should know that you are going into another level of pressure and responsibility. Talk more of when you begin to see these mistakes or signs or red flags and you don't want to deal with that early. So spiritual alignment is so important because you have spiritual battles to fight in marriage. You have spiritual battles to even fight personally in life. So if the person can't pray for you, the person is not on the same faith with you, how do you plan to win, or how do you intend to, succeed in life? Because both of you are coming together to help yourself, and spiritual foundation is so important. You can't do away with that. So it's important to know if the person is from the same denomination, if possible, the same pastor, the same minister, so that you can think alike, reason alike, and become a force together. Two will actually, be stronger than one if they agree on one thing, not when they are there physically, but don't think alike or don't agree or work together when it has to do with their perspective and their thoughts. So the next mistake, I think this is the last one I have here, that people should avoid while in courtship, is settling for the less. See, this is so important. Like I see here on Facebook a lot of times people I see some jokes. I see some jokes where people are like the guy would want to put himself in such a way that makes him look very poor and wretched while he's trying out the girl to be sure that the girl is truly in love with him. Like he wants the girl to accept him being wretched and poor, and that qualifies the girl to marry him. I don't know what people think about that, but honestly, there is no need for that. Of course, there are ways to find out if someone is going to love you to the end. Remember, someone can love you today and tomorrow the person is not loving you again based on circumstances because life changes. In fact, a lot of things happens to people and people become a different person. Like someone can become a different person because of life experiences. Anything can make someone to change. You understand that? So if you want to settle for someone, you shouldn't necessarily settle with something you know you can't deal with. Maybe because the person is poor, you want to be nice, you want to, just to be loyal. I don't know how they put it, but you just want to not be that proud girl or that proud guy that is accepting anything, accepting you the way, marry me the way I am, marry me in poverty, and all those things. It's not necessary. If you know you can't deal with someone that is poor, please don't go into it. Instead of complicating the person's life, it's better to not even start the relationship early. Like, don't even get into it. Don't begin the relationship. So be sure that what you are going with or what you are going into is what you can deal with. If you have your standards, please keep your standards. You are not, honestly, keep your standards. If you can't deal with a poor person, please don't go there. You are sure you cannot, please don't go there. Don't put yourself in a straitjacket and come tomorrow to begin to make some demands or begin to hate the person, disqualify the person, and of course, there is no guarantee that the person will get better. Understand it. So if you know you can't deal with this person now or tomorrow, just simply stay away from it. Don't try to prove a point to people or prove a point to the person or try to make the person believe that you truly love him. So be sure that what you are going with is what you can deal with, where you can stay. Maybe the person has health issues. Of course, you can marry someone that has a health issue and you know very well that you cannot deal with the person. You are managing, you are struggling inside, but you are pretending outside to be loving the person. It's not necessary. If you cannot deal with it, please begin early to give room for another person to fit into the person's life. You are not the only person that may fall in love or like your partner, whatever. So just understand that people will always find themselves at the right place at the right time or anytime. The final thing I want to talk about in mistakes that you shouldn't make while in courtship is don't marry when you feel like you are not ready. Readiness is on the inside. It's not about age. Honestly, it is not. People who are in marriage will tell you that there is so much going on. Like some people who are married will tell you that if they knew what they know now, they wouldn't have. Like Bishop T.D. Jakes, I've heard him say something like that. Say marriage is like a vehicle that a lot of people are rushing to get out from, while some people wants to get into it. Yes, courtship must not always end up in marriage. That's very important. Thank you for joining, Pastor Ifeanyi. You know, courtship must not always end in marriage. That is just the fact that people don't understand. But that pressure, like once they are in courtship, because they've announced it, they've told their friends, everybody, they've even posted it on Facebook. They just showed everybody that they are in relationship. They want to. In fact, even after someone has paid bride price or done anything, or you have accepted proposal, posted the ring on social media, posted all those things, it mustn't end in marriage. Honestly, 1,000 failed relationship is better than one divorce. That's just the fact. So courtship, relationship, dating, all those things are just a means of finding out if you are going to work out with this person, if relationship is going to work out between you and this person. It's just a time of discovery, a time of trying to make this thing work. You are looking into the family, you are looking into the person's health, you are looking into the person's vision, you are looking into the person's lifestyle, you are looking into everything. And you are even, in fact, the courtship is actually a time where you finally analyze all the experiences you've had with this person, whether this thing is finally going to work. Because it's a time of your final decision before you now go into marriage. So it's important that everyone should understand that courtship is not a place where you make the final decision. So in the aspect of disguising yourself in form of poverty, honestly, in fact, it's so disgusting. I don't understand. Like the truth of the matter is that If my husband, for example, shows himself, if he showed himself to be one wretched guy and one wretched, one poor guy like that, when I met him, I don't think I would go with him. I wouldn't want to go with him because I am not interested in a wretched guy, in a poor guy. Rather, something is the only thing I can tell you that attracts me and could keep attracting me is when you have a vision, when your life is in life, you have a purpose, you have a direction in life. When you are useful, you are full of skill, you are full of, when I look at you, no matter, it's not about money. Money is important, but when you see someone who can create money, you will know that this person has what it takes. So it's not about money. You can actually disguise yourself or show your wealth, but where the money is coming from is so important. So disguising yourself, or when people disguise themselves to prove a point, it doesn't make sense because someone like me, I will not accept you when you disguise yourself. I will respect you, and what I can do is to leave that place because that was not what we planned. And if that is actually your situation, I will take my time to find out if this is you and if I can help you or maybe find a way to get you better. But honestly speaking, it doesn't make any sense. You can actually lose a beautiful relationship by disguising yourself because people want to know who they are dealing with. There are some people that are so nice, so blessed, but they don't want a poor person. That is it. Like, you know what poverty, like some people are wretched. Nobody wants to be with. Actually, let me say this. It's so important to know that one of the criteria of marriage or qualifications that you should have before you get married is having a good source of income because you are not getting married or going into marriage to go hungry or not have the capacity to take care of yourself, take care of your partner, and take care of your children or take care of assets or do other things in life. It's so important that people get to know this. So it's not about disguising yourself. The more you disguise yourself, the more you are even running away or kicking the person out of the relationship because you should have a source of income, you should have money, you should have some level of stuff that you have to be able to carry the marriage or to carry the other person along. And of course, people are becoming more intelligent. People are going to school. Ladies are going to school. Guys are going to school. Most guys are not even interested in ladies who don't have a job. So you must have a job if you want to get married to a man. It's not just about the man. If you want to get married to a guy, equip yourself. Personally, it's going to help you. And of course, guys are not looking out for ladies who don't have anything doing anymore. Of course, it's something you should take note of. It's so important. So disguising oneself and trying to prove a point doesn't make any sense. I'm yet to see why people do that. And I don't really agree with that view of trying to see whether you love someone. And again, is that you can actually love you or someone can actually love you, but the person doesn't have what it takes to be with you. Compatibility is so different from the feelings of love. Someone can say, yes, I'm going to be with you, however you are, whatever you are, I'm going to love you the way you are and everything. But when it comes to compatibility, when it comes to the actual purpose of marriage, the person is not fitting into your life because marriage is a place where you come to complete yourself. It's a place where you gain the real support you need for your destiny. It's a place where you get destiny support. It's not where you just come to feel that empathy, like you are being empathetic or you are pitying the person. Like most people who do that, proving a point stuff or trying to get you to love them when they are poor. What they get is a pity party. They get someone who is just pitying them and wants to be with them out of pity. Of course, there are so many marriages that are like that. People marry you or they get along with you in a relationship because they pity you, they want to help you, like help you come out of suffering. They just want to do this, and when they come there, it's a total different thing. It depends on what people want from marriage anyway, but for me, I feel marriage is for partnership. Is a place where there is a vision, there is a goal, and of course the goal and the vision is about you. You are the goal, you are the vision, your partner is the goal and the vision. So you understand yourself, know where you are headed for, where he or she is headed for, and decide on whether to work with the person or not, with the qualities that the person has. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Compatibility should not be neglected at all, at all. Compatibility is so important. But people neglect compatibility because they want pity parties. They want someone that will marry their poverty, like, take me as I am, take me as I am, like that. They want someone that just take them as they are. So honestly, because life is constantly changing. People are changing. Like someone can come and meet you the way you are today, and tomorrow they are meeting a different person. So compatibility is one thing we should look out for, and compatibility should be seen in different experiences. That's why rushing into marriage is not really a go ahead for me. Like, you should just take your time to see if you agree with this person. It's not about whether you are poor or not, or rich or not. It's about compatibility. Like, you think alike, reason alike, agree. That place of agreement, that place of good reasoning, like what you see as good, the person is equally seeing the thing as good. Like, that doesn't mean the person must always think exactly as you, but there's this alignment, there's this thing, there's this, agreement that is between the both of you. Once you have it, of course, that is one of the most important things that everybody should look out for, not necessarily trying to look beautiful, look fine, just to attract the person to keep saying, I love you. Like, when someone is always saying, I love you, check the person very well. That is not what to look out for. And of course, there's a whole lot to say about this. But thank you for making that point about compatibility, because it is one thing that people neglect in courtship, and they want to, that level of courtship is really something else for a lot of people. The pressure is really something else, and we forget to take, to pay attention to these things I mentioned in this video. Like, thank you so much for joining me. I want to end this video now. Like, seriously. Bye.